get to say hi to Robert Saleh today?
I did, yes.
You ever met him before today, or how do you know?
When we practiced against the Jets a couple years ago, I can't even remember if we talked much, but that's, I think, the only interaction we had before that.
What was it like just having another head coach around?
It was good, you know. It's, we got tons of coaches around, so it's not anything real different for me.
Is it a case where you can never really have too many good minds on things, though? I mean, of the scouting department here, football department here, it seems like that's the approach here.
Definitely. You know, I think it's always the goal is to have, you know, the best minds, the best coaches, everything. So, you know, having a guy like Saleh around definitely helps.
Maybe it's an extra set of eyes that picks up a tendency that you guys haven't thought of.
Yeah, I think it helps. I mean, having a defensive, you know, mind, you know, talking offense and helping us, you know, with things that we might be able to see, kind of some of our scheme stuff, things that defenses might be looking for. It helps.
You ever ask Aaron about him?
No.
In general, what does it do to learn from someone who's got a defensive background trying to teach you as an offense?
I think it just helps with understanding what the defense is looking at. You know, you can pick up pointers that, you know, defense coaches, defensive minds see, and, you know, offensive guys we might not think about. So I think that's the main thing that helps.
What sticks out from the Jags defense on film? What you've been able to see so far?
Yeah, I mean, from their defense, you know, I think the first thing I see is their D-line. I think they have a really solid pass rush, and obviously their two edge guys, they're both really good players. So I think right away those guys stand out and, you know, do some good things.
If Darnell's back from injury, what's going to be like matching up with him?
What was that? Sorry?
Savage is back from injury.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be like matching up with him.
That'll be fun. Obviously, whenever you get to go against somebody you've played with, and you know, it's always fun to be able to go against those guys and see them on the other side. So it'll be good to see Sav out there, but he's doing some good things over there.
When you go back and you watch the film of your interceptions, what are you seeing on the film in terms of correctables?
Yeah, I mean, there's always so many different things. I think the first one is just read-based, you know, staying true to my reads and understanding what the nickel was trying to do right there. And then the second one, just cleaning up, you know, when I do feel that pressure, you know, find a way to get the ball down, things like that, not putting one up, you know, for grabs over the middle.
You made a lot of big plays, too, obviously, with the 5 games you played this season. Are the picks just kind of the cost of doing business when you want to use your big arm and make the play? Sometimes you want to have those plays, too.
You know, I think obviously the interception is something I want to clean up, you know, and definitely improve on, be able to be clean with the ball. You know, I think the big focus for us is to go a game on offense having 100% ball security, so that's definitely a big takeaway. But, you know, there's always different reasons for interceptions, whether it's bad read, you know, a poorly thrown ball, things like that. So there's so many different ways things happen. But, you know, for me, definitely something I'm going to focus on going forward.
You play a Houston team. After this week, you play a Detroit team. Can this game get overlooked? How do you avoid that happening for your team?
No, I don't think any games will get overlooked. You know, like we always say, we take it 1 week at a time, and you know, all of our focus on this week. We're not even looking forward to games that are going to come in the future. You know, so I think if everybody has that mindset, we'll be good.
Overall, I guess, where do you feel this offense is right now, and how far is it away from being, you know, at the level that this organization expects it to be?
Yeah, I think we're in a good place. You know, I think the biggest thing we got to, you know, clean up as a whole is just consistency. You know, I think when we get more consistent and hitting on every play that we have an opportunity to, good things will happen. But, I mean, you see the explosive plays, the big play kind of mentality that we have is to go hunt those explosive plays. And, you know, we got a lot of playmakers who are making some big-time plays. So that's very exciting to see. But, yeah, I think the biggest thing for us is just finding that consistency, trying to go and not have any drives where it's those 3-and-out drives where you're out there quick and back on the sideline. So just trying to build on every little thing and keep stacking the details will be huge for us.
What's this week been like as you prepare off of a win? But as Matt LaFleur pointed out Sunday, we'll correct things off a win. We prefer that. But he feels like you guys left a lot on the table and could have done a lot better against that team last week due to the injuries they had. He didn't seem to have a lot of pleasure in how it went. Is it really intense this week compared to off of some other ones?
No, I mean, I take every week the same, you know. Obviously, we watch the game, correct the mistakes, learn from them, understanding why we made some of the mistakes we did, and just grow from it. But nothing's ever going to be perfect. Like I said, we're going to keep building, keep working throughout the week, and every week, there's new challenges, new things we need to focus on, especially as the offense. So I think this week the big thing for us is that consistency, like I talked about, trying to keep building that. But there were some things that weren't as good, but I think we also did some really good things. So you got to just take those mistakes, learn from them, grow from them, and understand why some of those things happen.
Hey Jordan, was it important for Romeo after everything? The last 2 games, he's been productive, and it's been within the offense. It's not like you've gone out of your way to get him the ball. What has that meant, you think, for you guys, both offensively and just in terms of putting all that stuff in?
Yeah, I think, as you guys see, Romeo is a really good player. So anytime we give him the ball is a good thing, and obviously, like you said, it's not like we're going out of our way to try and force him the ball. Things come up organically in the offense, and when the ball does come his way, I think he's made some really big-time plays. So I think we just stay at it, keep building that, but it's good to have Rome back, and just the player he is. He made some really good plays on Sunday, and even that last catch. He's really part of the reason we were able to be in such good field position, I feel like. So, like I said, we're not going to go out our way, but just keep, finding him organically in the, scheme of things as the game plays out. But, anytime you can get the ball in some of our best players' hands, good things happen.
You were on those slants that you get 8 yards, 11 yards, moving the ball. Is that something you see pre-snap, like you like that matchup? And the chemistry, you can talk about what you guys have going on some of those matches.
Yeah, a lot of it is just the play call and, picking one side versus the other, things like that. And, I think the defense was giving us some slant windows. The corners were playing off and, letting us take advantage of that. So I think we did a good job to, continue to keep calling slants and not shy away from it after a couple were completed. But like I said before, Romeo did a great job just running through some of those balls and, getting, some big gains on some of those slants. So it's not always like that, but I think we did a good job in that game, just kind of taking what the defense was giving us. But yeah, the connection, like you said, me and Romeo have a great connection. Nothing's changed with that.
No one around here seems really surprised with what Tucker's been able to do this year. He loves hurdling guys. He'll dump truck you. He'll run past you. He displayed the great hands last week.
Mm-hmm.
At what point did you realize that all of this was starting to click? Was it end of last year? Was it off-season program, training camp? When did you see this coming for you?
I think I saw it in I want to say it was the Chargers game last year. He caught a flat route on the sideline and broke a tackle, hurdled a guy. It was one he stepped out of bounds on, but went all the way to the end zone. And I think that was when I was like, oh, wow, this guy's got some big playmaking ability. But I think since those moments, the more reps he's been getting, the more opportunity he's got, he's taken everything and ran with it. So I think it was no secret coming into this offseason, the work he's been putting in. He had a minor setback with the injury he had, but, he's put in a lot of work. But I think last year, just building on it, is when he really started to show that potential he has. And that's when we just kept getting him the ball more. But he's done some really good things.
Can his play style be contagious? His play style, his personality, can that be contagious?
Definitely. I think he's a guy that gives energy to other people, just with his love for the game, his love for the team, and then obviously the plays he makes, the way he plays the game. I think everybody is a fan of that around here and loves watching him. I think, like I said, it gives off energy to everybody else.
You referenced this after the game Sunday, but there were multiple times last season, especially early when you guys had that 2-minute drive to potentially go win one and you weren't able to put it together. What was the difference, do you think? What's the difference now that a year makes, I guess, when you're able to?
Yeah, with those drives, like I said before, it just comes down to making those plays. We practice these 2-minute situations every day throughout training camp, throughout OTAs. Once we get into the season, once a week we're practicing it. So it's not like it's anything we haven't, done before. We have thousands of reps, so it just comes down to going out there and making plays and executing. And then obviously situational awareness, understanding the situation. Do we need to get out of bounds? Do we need to save time? How much time do we have? Things like that is so critical. So everybody being dialed in, being on the same page is imperative. But like I said, it just comes down to making plays. I think last year there was opportunities and we didn't make those plays, whether it was a turnover, just bad awareness in situations, things like that, or just not executing, not being able to move the ball. So I think we made some big time plays, and there were some big time catches, some big time run after the catch that got us into that field goal position. But it just comes down to making those plays.
Whether it was Denver or Vegas or Pittsburgh last year, you guys just hadn't had a lot of reps in that situation yet, and now you do. Mm-hmm. Just having reps make a big difference. Does it feel a lot more comfortable for you guys now?
I don't think. I mean, I think, like I said, we rep it so many times where obviously it's different in the game. Every situation might be different, but like I said, it just comes down to making those plays. And I don't think last year we were able to execute and go win those games where every play is so critical. So. I don't think it was the reps. We rep these situations all the time, like I said.
Jordan, with the presidential election just 2 weeks away, does this locker room talk politics? Do you discuss it, or do you keep that out of the locker room?
No, not much election talk in here.
Hey, Jordan. Going back to the interceptions for a second. I know you don't want to throw those, obviously, but way back in the day when Favre was here, he had a terrific defense that would basically tell him, hey, don't worry about it, we got you. Mm-hmm. Is it nice to have a defense that if that does happen, you know that they can pick you up and make up for it, either take the ball back to give. I know it didn't go quite that way on Sunday, but generally speaking, they're usually able to bounce back from it.
Yeah, I mean, going back to it, I think obviously interceptions are never something you want to have happen, but it definitely is nice. I mean, we have a very nice defense, very good defense, and I have a lot of trust in those guys and just know that they're going to be able to get the ball back for us. But playing complementary football, you never want to put the defense in a bad situation, and sometimes you do, and it's all about how you respond to that, how they go out there, and if they're able to get the ball back or hold them to maybe a field goal if it's bad field position, things like that. But I definitely got a lot of confidence in that defense that they'll be able to go out there and get a stop. But definitely something I want to focus on cleaning up and take care of that ball so I can help them out and never put them in a bad position.
With Romeo, one thing that strikes me with him is he makes the hard catches look easy and he gets up nonchalant like it's nothing. Have you ever been around a guy who makes the hard stuff look easy as much as him? And what's it like to throw to a guy like that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been around some pretty good receivers, but yeah, I mean, Romeo, I mean, like we've hit on before, I think it's his work ethic. I mean, the guy's in there catching jugs all day long. He works on his hands. It's something that doesn't just happen by accident, that he's out there making all these crazy catches and making it look easy. It's the work he puts in throughout the week, in the off season, and then it shows on the field. So it's definitely no secret, but yeah, I mean, like you said, the just nonchalant, getting up after and acting like it's another day in the office, I think is a little bit of Rome's personality, which is fun to see. But he definitely has a very good set of hands and makes, like you said, makes some of the hard catches look relatively easy. And I think it's just his work ethic and what he does to prepare for those situations.
Two more for Georgia. You got so many guys, you could throw the ball to, and you were just talking about not forcing it. But a guy like Christian is, limited around.
Hey, J-Mo tattoo on the bottom right there.
Can you, will his catches come organically, or are there things maybe you have to do offensively to get him as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like you said, I think things happen organically. Wherever guys are put in position based on certain play calls we might have, things like that. So, I'm not worried about that. I know Christian is obviously a guy who wants the ball, and those catches will come. But I think part of it is just letting it happen organically in the offense, and yeah.